This is the 2018 Jaguar 2-liter 4-cylinder with the new Ingenium engines. No, whoa, don't click off. Don't groan and say, oh, if it's not V6 and if it's not V8, then I'm not interested. Just bear with me. Let's put this into some sort of context here. This thing has got nearly 300 brake horsepower, and that is about as much as the last XJS had with a 6-liter V12. It's also got 295 pounds-foot of torque, and it's lighter. Of course, that engine is much lighter, and so therefore it gets from 0 to 100 in about 5.7 seconds. It's got an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, an open differential, it's rear-wheel drive. The way to tell it apart from its brethren is the center-mounted rear exhaust. Now, the car is priced at 245,000 dirhams, but this car, the press car, is about 310. It's got a few options on it, including, for example, the body kit. Now, this body kit, including the fixed rear wing on this car, make it look very much like an SVR. In fact, the pictures and stuff I put up, a lot of people said, oh, you've got the new SVR. No, very much the opposite, in fact. But I don't feel shortchanged, and I'll come to that anyway. Now, what else has it got? It's got the full-length fixed sunroof on there. It's got a bunch of driver's aids on it. But, you know, even as standard, it gets a fair amount of stuff, including the 20-inch alloy wheels and a 380-watt 10-speaker. 10-speaker? I can only count 1, 2. Where do they even fit 10 speakers? I'll tell you what, though, it does sound fantastic. Easy to Bluetooth and all the rest of it. In fact, very good. It adapts very well to your phone. I've been listening to my tunes on here. Thumping. Absolutely thumping. Absolutely brilliant. It also has brake torque vectoring and cruise control, and this 8-inch touchscreen. I could tell you about the cup holders and the cubby box with the USBs and all the rest of it, but you know what? And the nice seats, actually, very, very nice seats. But really, I want to drive it, and you want me to drive it, and to see if really do you lose anything by only having the 2-liter. So the best thing to do is to actually take it for a drive. Let's do that. Brown car guy. Check this out, guys. It's my book. It's my first novel, and it's written for car fans like you. It's a fun political action thriller. It's full of cool cars and spectacular action. Get your copy now at Amazon.com. Okay, so let's take it for a drive. I'm going to put it straight into dynamic mode. Yeah, there you go. And the dynamic mode also turns on the sports exhaust, which you can also just turn on even if you're not in dynamic mode. You just press that little button there. I've got to say that dynamic mode is, yes, it tightens up the ride a little bit, and you do feel it a little bobbing around a little. Oh gosh, there you go. But even around town, I've actually been using it on dynamic mode most of the time because it's actually very comfortable. Only on the motorway did I switch it back to comfort just to stop that bobbing a little bit. But around town, it's absolutely fine. And because you get the sporty exhaust switched on anyway, I leave it in dynamic. I just like it better that way. Talking of the exhaust, it does sound like a 4-cylinder, let's be honest, it does. But it's quite a raughty 4-cylinder. It's a very sporty 4-cylinder. And on this car, you do get a lot of banging and popping from the exhaust, especially on liftoff, and you might detect some of that. It's quite subtle from inside the cabin, but I bet you can hear it from outside. There, you get that sort of stuff. That's great. And I'm going to go into sports mode now. Wow, suddenly aggressive changes. Does have paddles as well, and we'll try those in a minute. But honestly speaking, you do feel the car is lighter. There you go, bang, 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 pop, pop, pop. One of the first things that I immediately felt with this car was that it was lighter. And this guy has let me pass very, very conveniently. Thank you very much. That's very good, actually. I like that. Immediately noticed me and slowed down to let me pass. Very nice. But yeah, I mean, the changes are I'm using the paddles now. I'm onto the paddles. The changes are instant. It's a great gearbox. We know this gearbox very well. No problems at all. You know, there you go. Bang, change. Back down to fourth, bang. And fourth is actually very good gear in this car. Most of this road can be done in fourth. Occasionally you might need third if you're trying to go uphill or something. But really, let's go through these S's. And fantastic turning. It really does nicely turn in at the front there. Pivots really nicely. The back is absolutely planted. Although I saying that, you can break traction. You can break it loose. And I don't want to do that here, but if you turn the traction off, it's actually got enough power and enough torque to easily do that. You know, allegedly you could do spin turns in this, not that I would know, but allegedly you can. So if it's got enough torque to do that, then it's actually got plentiful amount of torque. Thank you very much, you let me pass as well, much appreciated. But over here traction is on, so don't worry about it. But really nice turn in. The body settles really, really nicely. The gear changes just when you need it. Changes down into third. There is a rev limiter, but it doesn't make a drama out of it. And there's a little sign on the screen. It just tells you when you need to change up. Starts flashing up the next gear. There you go. Nice change. Oh, stupendous. Very good feel from the steering as well. It's giving me just enough communication to know what's going on. But really a lot of confidence from this car to really throw it around. Feels a bit light compared to the other one, definitely, and maybe that's where you'll feel the most difference between this and the other F-Types, and perhaps that's where with the turning you just doubt it a little bit, but you really shouldn't, because the grip is there, even through that dip with the change in surface, no problem at all. There you can hear that engine right at the top, nice and rowdy, but you can constantly hear that pop, 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 pop at the back. Absolutely brilliant. But really, really enjoyable car. And you know, it's extraordinary because it's one of those cars I've just cruised up here on the motorway, absolutely refined, absolutely comfortable, no problem at all. I've driven it around town, very enjoyable. Certainly check it around. It's got that torque. The torque is low down, so it's there when you need it instantly, right? So we get past this guy as well. And but at the top end, the torque is at the lower end, to be fair. And at the top end, really, there isn't any point to going. Look at that. How does it handle that bumps the change of surface so well, and then keeps the grip and everything together? But at the top, yeah, you get that raughty note. The high-end notes are coming at the top, but really the power is lower down. Although, having said that, I mean, you know, you change down instinctively, but like I said, fourth gear is pretty good. So really on a road like this, you're using third and fourth, maybe fifth on the longer runs, but really that's what you need. Like around here, there's a longer bit and probably we'll get up. But bang, 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 brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's a little bit antisocial. You know, somebody could be standing around going, what is it, rally car driving around here or something? What is going on? Because that's all you're getting. Unbelievable, really, really good. I gotta say, it's a really good compromise. It's a really good compromise, you know, and it's got just enough performance, really, for everyday, real-world use. Let's be absolutely honest. You know, if you're not doing any supercar baiting or track driving, then really this is all the performance that you need. This is plentiful performance, and it just suits the chassis really, really well. The lighter weight of the car, the great steering, the great brakes, it all kind of gels really, really nicely. You know, whereas some people have often said like the V8 is just maybe a little bit too much for this car, and maybe it is. But in this car, you don't feel that the engine is too much at all. You feel that the engine is absolutely spot on for this car, just mated absolutely perfectly to it. The ride too, so good, so well judged. The handling ride compromise on this car is so well executed, it's quite extraordinary. And really, like I said, around town I've been driving it in dynamic mode, no discomfort at all. The only time I put it into comfort was on the motorway. But what a great car. If I had this car, I would not be unhappy with it at all. This would be a fantastic car. And you know what? It's a good size as well. For around town, it's a very good size to park. It's got a reversing camera and stuff on it as well. Doesn't need a 360. But around town, it's the perfect size. It fits really well. You know, it's not too big, not too small. It looks the part. It turns head, but it's not over the top exuberant. It's a very, very beautifully judged and executed car. I really, really like it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Big, big thumbs up for me. I really like the car. Let us know what you thought of the car. A brown car.